Hello, hello, everybody. I am so excited for this community spotlight with Little Sia. I am so proud of all the work she has done over the years for so many different causes. And we get to highlight her and her amazing community today. How are you, Avery? I'm so happy to
I'm
have you
doing
here.
good. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for asking me. I'm excited to talk about fundraising because it's something I don't really get asked about a lot. So I'm
Wow,
excited to
really?
yeah, honestly, people tend to talk about
Wow.
like dancing or my costumes or whatever. And I'm like, I want to talk about more interesting stuff. so so I'm really excited to talk
Amazing.
about it. Thank you for having me.
Yes. And if you all don't know who I am Ashley. I am Tiltify's community manager. I get to do all the fun community events on our live Twitch stream, these amazing interviews, and so much more. But enough about me. We're going to learn a little bit about Avery and her content creation journey if you don't know who she is.
Did you just want me
So,
to say whatever?
oh, yeah, talk about you and your journey so
Okay.
far.
Yeah. So I started streaming in early 2015 on my PlayStation 4, and like I didn't have a microphone or anything. It was very cheap setup. I actually like talked to chat through my phone, like in between songs. I would just like type in the chat.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
and I started streaming on Twitch because I was competing in Just Dance esports at the time, and their World Cup. When I went there, there was like a Twitch booth that was commentating on all of the different esports live. And I was like, I've never heard of Twitch before. That's really cool. And one of my friends was like, well, you could probably technically stream Just Dance because it's a video game. Like, it's not like you're dancing freestyle or whatever, it's a game. So when I went home, I tried it and I loved it. I had so much fun. Like my friends were hanging out in the chat and then a few more people started to come in and I just ended up loving it so much that I just started doing it regularly. I would like work all day, come home and then just go straight to streaming for like an hour or something and then like make dinner and shower and not be gross and stuff. And I think probably 6 months later, I got partnered, and then about 6 months after that, Twitch asked me to be on their partner spotlight, and that, like, launched me further than I ever could have expected. I didn't think anybody wanted to watch dancing on Twitch. I thought it was, like, such a niche thing. So not long after that, I was able to go full time, and, man, the journey feels long because 'cause it's been almost 7 years. It's so weird to think about.
Wow.
Um, but I continued competing until I got kinda sick of competing, and I was like, "This kinda takes the fun out of what I love doing, which is dancing." And then I
Yeah.
started working with Ubisoft more on their Just Dance World Cups, and, then they hired me as a dancer for E3, so I got to, like, go to E3 with them and be a booth dancer and stuff, and it's been a really fun journey, and thankfully, I've been able to use, dancing and streaming as a way to fundraise for different charities, which is like, I feel like the best job. Like I already had the best job ever. It was my dream job to become a dancer and to be able to make money off of dancing and pay my rent off of dancing. But to also be able to help others at the same time is such a good feeling. It feels like I'm able to do what I love and be able to it's such a corny phrase, but, like, be able to do what I love and give back at the same time, so, yeah, now I'm here with a super awesome community that loves going hard for charities, and, I'm just I'm just happy to be here. After 7 years, I
Happy
feel
to
like an
have
old
you.
lady on Twitch, so
You're
I'm
a
just happy to
veteran.
still be here.
You're a
Yeah.
veteran, Avery. I
A
love it.
veteran, not old,
Yeah.
just a veteran, just well-seasoned streamer.
Well seasoned. Hey, I that's exactly it. And this last year has been really, really interesting for you. You said, screw it, I'm done dancing. You didn't want to risk your community. And now you're back. And I want you to talk a little bit about that experience and how difficult that was for you.
Yeah, so I think, a few months after the pandemic started, I could really feel myself just, like, losing my passion for dancing, and I don't think I connected the 2 at the time because,
Mhm.
I'm introverted, so I'm totally fine. Like, I think the beginning of the pandemic was hard, but eventually I was like, I mean, I'm not a very social person anyway. This is, like, this is my moment to shine as like an introverted person. I will make it through this okay. And I think not being able to go to events and see my friends and dance with Ubisoft and go to like Gamescom or whatever, like not being able to dance at events, I think really hit me harder than I expected. And I ended up taking a break for a few months, and I was like, "I'm just gonna take a break for a couple months and then come back when the new Just Dance comes out," which I did, and I think that helped a lot. And then, at some point, DMCA claims started rolling through, and the general rule on any platform, like not just Twitch, but like YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, is if you get 3 copyright claims or DMCA claims, then your account is like terminated, and that's it for you. And that's really tough with dancing because I use social media to promote my dance videos. And then, of course, I stream Just Dance and I post Just Dance on YouTube, and that all has copyrighted music. So even if I'm not like pirating something, even if I am adding some sort of like dynamic creativity to it by like dancing and having a costume or cosplaying the person in the game and I'm playing the game, it doesn't matter. They still see it as like a breach of, their rights and stuff. So, I got to a point where my Twitter account was suspended for posting dance videos, and then my Twitch account was on like 2 out of 3 strikes, and I was like, "I gotta make a decision." Like, it's either I continue to kind of like run away from copyright claims, because I was deleting my VODs as soon as I was done. I was deleting all the clips. I was like trying to
Ah,
be as careful as possible. And I think having to go through all of that, I was like, I'm tired of having a job that makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong when I don't feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like,
mhm.
it was really tough. And after a while, it just really wore me down. And I was like, I want to be able to do something where I'm not being chased down all the time. And I think for me, it was a good time to like experiment for sure, because I had been doing the same career for 6 years at that point. And I was like, I've been doing this since I was 18 and now I'm 25. This is my chance to like figure out what else I'm passionate about. Maybe I'm passionate about other things. Maybe I like script writing or editing or whatever. And sorry, nothing really sparked my passion like dancing did. Like, I spent like 5 months just trying everything, trying a ton of new stuff and dipping my toes into like all the water. And that didn't really make any sense, but whatever. You get
No,
what
it
I
makes
mean.
sense.
um and I would get really passionate about something and then it would fall off after like a week. And then I'd get really excited about a new thing and then it would fall off. And I was like, nothing has really excited me like dancing has. And Ubisoft was nice enough to send me like an early access code for the new Just Dance, and I was like, "Oh, they still love me. Thank God. I didn't
Of
upset
course.
them." And when I played it, I was like, "This is what I've been dying to feel for so long." And I just felt it all rushing back, and I was like, "I have to make this work." And one of my friends messaged me and was like, "I don't know if you knew this, but you can like split your audio on Twitch so that like the audio goes to the live stream, but it doesn't stay in the VOD." And I was like, that's a really good idea. So I did that and I feel much more protected now. And I think like a day after I tried the game, I was like, I'm going back. I can't like ignore how I'm feeling and the thing that I've been passionate about my whole life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I came back and I was really worried about people being like, "Oh, but you just said you were retiring like 5 months ago, and now you're just coming back like it was nothing, and like pick something." But everyone was really supportive, and I'm really thankful for it because I feel like I reached like a quarter life crisis thing where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing and I got to figure out my career and oh my God, what's going on? And I think it's nice to be able to say I tried something different and still landed on the same thing that I'm passionate about. So, yeah, it was a tough journey, but I'm really happy to be back. It feels so like correct. It just feels really
Yeah.
good.
You feel like you, and
Yeah,
you're
I
smiling so much
do.
more lately, and I love that for you.
Someone
I'm
the other
just
day during a dance stream was like, "You're glowing," and I was like, "No, it's
yeah,
just
you
sweat."
are.
I'm just really
Sweat
sweaty.
and glowing, okay? It's both. It's a nice mixture, okay?
I'll take it.
That's amazing, Avery. I'm just happy. again, just to see you happy and you're doing things that you love and your community. Yeah. I'm in your streams. They are so excited to have you back to dancing, but I think they're just, again, they're excited because you are excited, not because they miss it. They're just happy that you love it again and your passion is back. So, I
I
just wanna
think
give you so much love. Like, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, Ash. I wanna give you a big hug. I miss you so much.
Miss you.
I think that's kind of like not to, like, pivot into fundraising, but I think that's kind of
Oh,
all it
yeah, yeah.
takes is, like, just be really excited about what you're fundraising for, and everyone will be like,
Mhm.
"Okay." Like,
Exactly.
yeah, it's fun.
And I know there's a story for why you fundraise, especially for St. Jude and so many other causes. And, I again, I'm talking to a superhero, you guys. I'm talking to a superhero. Avery's
Stop
awesome.
it.
Avery spends the entire month for St. Jude Play Live dancing her butt off and fundraising tons of money. And just it's an exciting, exciting stream. Oh my gosh. Every time you get on there and fundraise and you're just dancing to help these kids, it's yeah,
Thank
revolutionary,
you.
honestly.
Thank
And
you
I
so
I
much.
wanna of course, and I wanted to ask you, like, how does it feel to have a community that just supports everything that you love and do, especially with fundraising?
It feels good considering they're normally really stinky all the time, but I suppose during fundraising, they're okay. Um, yeah, I feel so lucky. I don't really know what changed, but, every year when we started fundraising for St. Jude specifically, we would double our goal the next year. So, like, the first year was, like, 5,000, and it took me, like, 2 months to raise $5,000. It took forever. And then the next year was like 10,000 and then the next year was 20,000. And the year after that was 2019 and I got sick because I went to the St. Jude Summit and
Yeah.
every time I fly, I come home sick every time without a doubt. There's just something about the germs on planes that my body does not agree with. So I was like, I'm just going to make the goal 20,000 again because I can't push myself to keep fundraising. And I think we got to like I can't remember. I think we got to like 16,000 or something, and I had to stop because I was like, I'm losing my voice. I'm exhausted. I'm
Mhm.
super tired. And the next day, I woke up and someone had just like anonymously donated the rest of the money that we needed. It was like $4,500 or something. And I
Wow.
was like, I'm not even live. Like, I thought you guys only wanted to donate if I was doing stuff in return. And that, like, that really, touched me because obviously it's for the charity, that's what matters, but it also felt good to know that my community didn't care if I was, like, dancing until I was, like, on the floor for charity. They were just like, "You know what? Go rest, and we will hit your goal," and whatever, and they're the best, and then something happened the next year because 2020 we raised like 140,000 in that month. I don't know what happened. Something just and
Woo!
we raised a
Yeah.
lot more. So I think that year was really shocking for me. I did not expect I did not expect it to go that way. Even Ubisoft came in at some point and donated $5,000 when like my dance team was doing our whole dance-a-thon for St. Jude. And I just was in complete shock. I was like, how did we raise this much money in 30 days? I don't understand. So I am very, very lucky to have a community that really goes so hard, especially for St. Jude. Like they go hard all the time, but St. Jude I think is such a special cause that just means a lot. And yeah, they're just the best.
The
I will
best.
say this one time, but they're okay, I guess. My community's alright. Yeah, they're very great people, and I'm very lucky for them. Not to mention the
Yeah.
people who, find other ways to support besides donating, because I think that's the toughest part is, like, especially through the pandemic, people are struggling. You can't, always have the disposable income to be able to, like, donate, but the
Mhm.
people who like engaged with like every going live tweet or whatever and just like responded to it just to like boost it in the algorithm or whatever, or people who put together like one of our community members bro team put together this entire recreation of St. Jude in Minecraft, and it was huge. And,
Wow.
like, just the efforts that people go to that aren't just donating are pretty incredible. So, I don't know,
Yes.
something in the air during St. Jude Play Live that is just really nice. It's just such a good month.
And this year, you hit an insane goal, um, a lot of money raised as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You know, we did about the same
You
this
can't forget
year.
about this year. You can't
I know.
forget about this year either.
This
But
year
I know
was about the same, yeah, but I
yeah, and
was, still very proud of yours. Yeah.
you partnered with Nega and Bloody, to
Mhm.
create a team. So
Yeah.
that's how what made you guys come up with that team to, bring your community members in and also fundraise?
Yeah, Eleni reached out to us. This was her master plan. She was like, "We are 3 of, like, the, biggest fundraisers, and we're all women, and we're all queer, and, like, we should just come together and just, like, blow it out of the water." And
Yes.
for me we were talking about, like, setting a new record for, like, team fundraiser, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Well, my team is the current record, so we're just gonna beat our own record with our own record, I guess." Um, and, we worked hard. I think it took us, like, 3 or 4 months to put the whole thing together, and, we had, like, a Trello and, like, a Google Calendar and, like, everything. We were reaching out to companies, like, left and right being like, "Come donate." And, we got, like, NVIDIA to give out, like, I think in total 9 GPUs, which at the time was a huge deal because their
Yeah.
graphics cards are so hard to find. Ubisoft donated again. Like, we had so many people come through and support, and we ended up, oh, how much was it? I think it was almost like
3
600,000 between all
or
of us.
yeah. Look at
It's
me,
something like that.
300 no,
I can't
600,000?
remember. I think our initial goal was 500,000. We were like, "This is a huge goal, but I think we can do it."
Mhm.
And then we ended up going above that. I think it I th oh my god, I haven't checked it in so
It's
long.
fine. No, it's
I think it
fine.
was probably almost 600,000. And,
Yeah.
my team center stage, joined as well, so we had, like, a ton of people dancing for it and stuff, and it was, just yeah, there's just something about St. Jude month that just gives you
It gets
such a,
people
like,
ready. It gets them
yeah,
ready. They're
people are
ready.
just ready to go. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a very special month. It makes me very happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely want to highlight that you and your friends, coming as a collective for that. And that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Just alone with all that fundraising, I believe it takes $1 million to run St. Jude every day. I believe.
It's
You
something
basically took care
ridiculous.
of that. You basically took
Yeah.
care of that. And that you should feel
We
so
try
good about that.
we did,
That's
like we did, like, a
oh my gosh.
solid 12 hours or something like that. It's solid 12 a double shift. We covered someone's double shift for sure.
Yes, yes, and that's amazing, like, I just wanna say big ups to Bloody and Nega and everyone else that was a part of that collective for making such a difference for these families
Yeah.
in St. Jude, and, since you are the charity streamer pro, what would you tell someone that wants to start their first fundraiser with Tiltify?
Um, make the incentive something you wouldn't normally do. I see a lot of people who are like, if we hit this amount, I'll play The Legend of Zelda, but like they've played The Legend of Zelda like a million times. Like, make it something that is not normal. Like, something I love to say as someone that plays Just Dance a lot is, tell your community you'll play Just Dance. Not as like a way to sell the game or anything, but like, dancing on
Yeah,
stream is so vulnerable and silly and goofy, and it's like the
mhm,
perfect incentive for fundraising. Or like eating something really gross. Like, I love watching cooking streamers like Domestic Dan, or Hunger Service or whoever. I love when they do stuff where it's like, for every such and such donation, you can pick the ingredient that will go on this pizza, and then they'll just cook like the grossest pizza of all time. It has to be, I think it has to be something that you wouldn't normally do, that's clearly, like, still within your comfort zone. Obviously, don't, like, hurt yourself or anything, but, some of my favorite times are, doing dances that I hate, like Rasputin. I'm so sick of hearing Rasputin, but I will make people pay like $250 to St. Jude just for me to stream it. And I'm like, all right, here I am. I'm starting
Here I
Rasputin.
am.
So I would say, within your comfort zone, do stuff that you wouldn't normally do. Those typically tend to be the most successful, I think. Because if I was like, if we hit this amount, I'll play Just Dance, people would be like, you do that anyway. So, yeah. And then I would say make the goal like pretty attainable. I would say don't make it like, if you're a brand new streamer, don't make it like $10,000 or something. Like make it something that
Exactly.
is attainable and then you can raise it from there. So, yeah.
Perfect. That's amazing advice, and I agree with all of that. So if you're listening, take that advice, okay? Because you're listening to, I guess I'm a pro charity streamer, right? Yeah, you're listening to 2 pro charity
2
streamers,
pro
okay?
charity streamers.
Thank you so much for that, Avery. And one last question. I just wanted to ask, what continues to motivate you to fundraise with your community?
I think, I guess it sounds kind of bad because I think you should care regardless, but I think once I eventually was, like, touched by someone passing from cancer, that's when it really, like, I got, like, a kick in the butt, where I
Oh,
was like, "Wow, this is really hard." Like, I there's just it's just such I don't know. It's just painful to see people go through, something so awful and unfair, like, really unfair, and then
yeah,
with St. Jude specifically, it's like kids. It's like they're growing up so much faster than they should have to,
yeah,
and so for St. Jude specifically, I think it was, like, once I was actually, like, affected by it in some way, that's when I was like, I'm about to dance my butt off to beat cancer." So, that and then also I think just I don't know, it it feels really good to be able to have a platform and actually make a change with it, like, I think I would be happy still if I was able to be, like, a professional dancer and be able to say that I lived out my dream and stuff, but the fact that I can like pay my rent doing what I love and then also support others it just feels like I don't know. It just feels right, you know? It feels good to be able to help other people. I think I spent long enough helping myself and now that I'm in like a good spot, I'm like it's time to give that to other people. I hope that doesn't make me sound like I'm humble bragging. I'm just
oh.
I'm just so great. I don't want it to sound like that, but I think
No,
something I've
not at
always
all.
wanted to do is, like, be able to have, like, the time and disposable income to be able to help people, and now I
Yeah,
can commission cosplays for, like, huge dance events for St. Jude and, like, hire people to, like, make graphics and merch and get someone to like do scheduling for a dance-a-thon and like I actually that's within my reach now. So it just feels
yeah.
really good to be able to have the time and money and I guess ability to be able to do that stuff. That was a very long-winded answer. I'm
No,
sorry.
that's no, that's all valid, and you're grateful that you are in that place. I mean, hey, you're thankful for that, and you get to do for others. That's point. Yeah, that's straight to the point. I love it. That was a great answer. No, yeah. Listen, you're doing great work, and we're just so happy to chat with you today. So thank you for your time. And little Sia, where can we find you on socials?
You can I have the tag LittleSiha on everything, and I am not
Woo!
giving it up, so, it's little SIHA. It's a very weird word to spell, it's a Mass Effect reference. I love Mass Effect. But yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
stream, I stream every weekday on Twitch. I put up, YouTube videos twice a week on YouTube, and then I post really silly stuff on Instagram and Twitter. So, yeah, that's about it.
Well, thank you so much for that. And again, thank you for your time today. Everyone, we will have links down below so you can keep up with her content and go watch her Just Dance streams and tune in for, of course, Play Live season, which she goes hard in the paint for the whole month for Play Live. It's always such a great time. And thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll be back next week with our next community spotlight. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.